And just to get the conversation started, if anyone doesn't know, there's been a recent Twitter purge. And it just really seems like Twitter must be afraid of our opinions or something. Because, I mean, we were talking about this a little earlier in the show, but how many accounts do we think we lost? I mean, obviously we lost the main journalist EW account. Levi
Yeah.
lost two accounts. He lost his personal and the show account.
Please don't
Um,
remind me. It's too
I'm
sad.
really sorry about that. NPC Daily
Base
was taken down.
Lindsay, Base Lindsay lost her account. I think you guys had her on last time.
Yeah, and some of them actually have been able to be restored. NPC Daily has been restored, if you guys haven't heard, which is
Yeah.
huzzah for that. But we're
Yeah,
still
it's a very rare thing when that
yeah.
happens.
Have you been contacting Twitter support? I assume, Dustin. How's that going for you?
Yeah, I mean, I go through the process of, I'm waiting for the appeal thing. I figured it was going to come during the DNC convention because they did it just hours before the DNC convention. They purged us. They purged a bunch of accounts, which some of them were not anything like us. Like they suspended Babylon B for some period of time. They suspended Titania McGrath. They suspended a bunch of these like satirical characters. Liberal Larry is one of them.
That's what
And it's
confuses
like,
me. Like, why did we get lumped in with all this satire crap?
I don't know. And it's like,
We
I
hate
get it
satire.
that they are unapproved comedy. All they're doing is making jokes, but they don't have a comedic license to really do it. At least there should be a comedic license. And it is unapproved comedy. I think we've discussed that many times in the past when on our Discord and everything. And it's I don't know why we got lumped in with those people. I think it's because Twitter is just full of Bernie bros, and that's what we're dealing with right now. Bernie or bust, or bust type of people, and that's what we've got to deal with because we didn't decide to dox people. We didn't decide to send death threats to people, and our bad.
Yeah. we tried to take the noble position of journalists, and it's just been we got taken out for it. And I'm lucky I still have my account. So, do you guys think that Parlar is going to gain any traction? What's everyone's thoughts on that? I don't personally, but
I'm not sure. You see, we've had a lot of far-right people move from Twitter because they're not welcome there now, and they've moved on to Parler. It's becoming their far-right echo chamber.
Yeah,
it's possible.
Yeah, you have like Mark Levin who's pimping it out though, like on the radio. I've listened to him talk about it, and I'm monitoring the situation. I got a lot of other stuff going on, but I really am trying to keep on top of this Parler thing, and it's mostly like it's like the older MAGA people are really on it right now, and it's they have some really goofy rules about a lot of stuff. Like you can't be on there as a satirical account without labeling yourself as satire and like all this other stuff. And it's like, that's fine, but really satire in general shouldn't be on there.
I think they should have a strict no satire.
You're just gonna have Babylon B and people like that. Like, yeah, it's not like Gab so much yet, like where it's it's like 1488 like Nazi hell on Gab, but it's getting there for sure. It's probably a fun place to mess with Trump supporters and not get banned, but I don't know.
The thing that gets me is that like it feels so hard to even do shows like this or make content online when you see all these platforms are so flippant with the bans they throw out. I mean,
yeah,
you've been on the internet for a long time, Dustin. You've been doing this stuff for a while. How do you deal with that sort of? How does that affect your motivation to know that at any point your content could just be nuked?
Well, I mean, it affected me more back in the day, I guess, but I go into these things knowing that it's going to happen now, and it's like it's really funny when this stuff does happen because when you have people that aren't used to it, like they do think it's a bigger deal than it is, but you have a lot of other people who take it as a victory that it happened because they hate you or something. That's like, well, it was gonna happen, and you didn't do anything besides be really insignificant, and like you just sat around just like being angry about whatever. But it's like, I mean, whose side are you on? Are you on the side of like these billion-dollar corporations which are like silencing you and stuff, like because they'll say things like there had to be a good reason they got rid of them, while they're complaining about other people, and it's just like, you need to take the full side on the fact that these Bernie bros are running Twitter and just banning good journalists. And it's I don't get sad about it so much. I take it more as a victory that I had some huge corporation, some creepy corporation get so angry. And you guys that lost your stuff too, like, Neville, like, you should take it as a victory that you were put on some like post-it note